swing into a new season on Softball 360. Host Jennie Finch has the lineup card, leading off with the USA Women's National Team as the players earn the right to represent the Stars and Stripes. The world's greatest softball home run hitters are pumped up for the opener on the ASA Stadium Power Tour. What is the Crow Hop? We'll check in with the junior men's national team at spring training. It's time to rock and fire. Softball 360, presented by the ASA, starts right now.
Greetings, everyone, and welcome to Softball 360, presented by ASA.
We're here to see the best of the best compete on the center stage.
Welcome to Softball 360, presented by ASA USA Softball. I'm Jennie Finch, and I can't wait to share this season of softball with you. Softball is a game that I truly adore, and every time you walk out on that field, it offers you life lessons.
What is it about softball? So many reasons for the love of the game.
Love the constant challenge of the game. You can never be good enough. Like, there's always room for improvement. You're always learning something new, and it's just like that feeling inside of I can always get better. Like, I'm not where I should be. I can get better. I can get better.
I love softball because when you can get out and enjoy the game that everybody loves together, then, you know, memories are made that way.
Making friends and regular exercise. It's all good.
This is where we work on our explosiveness. So if a ball's hit over our head, we're able to jump up and catch it.
You know, if I want to go out to the field and stand out and get noticed by a coach, what are you going to do? Are you going to be a good communicator, be a great teammate, hustle in and off the field, and make sure when the coach is looking at you that you're looking at them so that you respect your coach, you respect your teammates, and you respect the game.
Play softball and see the world? Travel teams provide perspective, and the international appeal of softball is on display at the World Cup. But softball also teaches life lessons about teamwork, never giving up, managing relationships, winning, and losing. And don't forget the obvious, at the core, softball is fun, and there's plenty to love about that.
Come on, Bryson.
Ooh!
As we prepare for a new season, let's take a look back at how we got here. Let's recap, rewind, and review the highlights from the summer of ASA USA Softball.
At the Hall of Fame complex and OGE Field, business as usual. Big crowds, great games, and record ratings for ESPN's coverage of the Women's College World Series.
Here we go, Gators!
Huge is one word to describe McQuaid's. For close to half a century, the world's largest softball tourney has been staged for charity. The umps donate their services, and tournament director Mike Wolf transforms his North Dakota home into an umpire hotel, known as the Wolf Den.
Softball Talk 360 is what it is here.
The nation's best 18 and under ladies come together to continue the gold tradition. Amid the cool beauty near Portland, Oregon, but nothing chill here. The action, red hot. The Marucci Patriots traveled all the way from Louisiana, ready to rock and fire Cajun style.
Come on, Patriots! Boost, boost, boost!
American Pastime is ready for prime time. The legendary team from Southern Cal has played in every single ASA Gold tourney. Perfect attendance for a quarter century. He's a mountain of a man. Mican's home run machine, Mario Foster. On the field, big time blast. Off the field, Mario stands even taller. His resume reads like a Tom Clancy novel. Retired Army officer, U.S. Air Marshal, even some hush-hush classified missions. And what may be the toughest assignment on the planet, Mario guards the President of the United States.
Not many people can say that they've had the opportunity to do what I've done, and I love it.
Columbus, Ohio hosts the Buckeye Recruit Fest. With 31 fields, Berliner is one of the largest facilities of its kind in the world. So many teams, so many great stories. Over on field 27, a pitcher with more skills than a wicked rise ball. Just 16 years old, Allison Babylon is already a featured performer. Allison is a soulful singer competing on the American Idol TV show.
Me pretty, he made me smart, and now I'm gonna break me a million hearts.
ASA teams know the moment they stop accepting challenges is the day they stop moving forward. Still ahead on Softball 360, tryouts for Team USA's women's national team as the quest to dominate the world begins. These are the only players on the planet who can slug a softball 500 feet and beyond. Find out what it takes to prepare for the ASA Stadium Power Tour. And Jennie Finch has a softball tip that just might be a game changer.
Softball 360, presented by ASA USA Softball, is brought to you by D. Marini, Easton Sports, Dudley, Mikan, and by ASA USA Softball.
On that ball, we can dive and take our chance. So you got to take control and take your Can you see a home plate get abandoned like that?
I'm Jennie Finch, and you're watching Softball 360.
Can you win the gold medal the way you are today? No. Okay. Can we win the gold medal? Are we good enough? Absolutely. Okay. Don't regret not working for the rest of the year. Do we have the good enough athletes? We'll have the best athletes at the tournament. You have to decide, like Coach said, will we have the best softball?
Spring training for the junior men's national team.
It means coming out, showing what you got.
Time to work out the kinks and work on the techniques.
It's a very fast sport. So baseball can be very slow. Softball is very fast. You can play a game in an hour and a half. Sometimes in baseball you play a couple innings in an hour and a half. So the game's very quick. It's exciting that way. And for the boys, it's just really about trying to blend together a bunch of kids from around the country to bring them together as a team.
The men have two favorite pitching deliveries. There's the drag and the crow hop. Both are effective. Let's listen in as the USA coaches break it down.
Your hands are still together. Yeah. That explains the timing issue that we're having right now, right? So you can stop. So when you land, you go to push out, land, and I separate. See where everything is right now? Yeah. Everything's already separated. Now I'm ready to cut it. I'm gonna throw it. Now I'm able, boom, to get up under it and go.
Well, for me, I like to say that pitching is a work ethic that most people don't see. So you have to work every day, countless hours. I mean, and it's gonna show. Like if you show up to camp and you didn't work, all your coaches are gonna be like, hey, you're not working. So you gotta get on it and you really have to practice. And a lot of it involves your on-time practicing. So every day you have to go out and practice because there's some kid across the world who's practicing 10 times harder than you, and you gotta try to get with them and beat them.
Spring training is also the time to cover all the bases.
But you got to use that base to cut the speed away.
Called double knuckle change.
From getting the jump on the pitcher to mastering the bunt.
Can you see a home plate get abandoned like that? Good call.
For many players, being on the national team is an extended family tradition.
I know my dad loves watching it, and I love practicing with him because he's a pitcher, so we get to go out and he'll pitch to me for as long as his arm can hold out. And then I just hit off him, and it's really fun. I love having the bonding time with him and then getting to play on such a great team and great competition.
One constant factor, the pride and joy of wearing the Team USA jersey. It never, ever gets old.
We always tell the kids, when you retire and you hang your jersey on your wall in your man cave, you're not going to hang your high school jersey or even your college jersey. You're going to hang your USA jersey.
It's just a feeling of patriotism. I don't know, I just love the feeling, and I've always been proud to do it, and I love America, so it's just a great feeling to have.
I would definitely say there are some butterflies, but there's no greater feeling than wearing the USA across your chest. I mean, rocking red, white, and blue, there's just no better feeling.
USA!
You know, everything in this game and of life is about a firm, solid foundation. You want a good foundation, all right? And so much of that is in our legs and in our feet, but oftentimes we get separated from our body. When we're separated, we're weak. When we're together, we're strong. Just like teamwork, you gotta be together, right? So you wanna keep that weight on the inside part of your thighs, on the inside part of your toes, and be good, strong, and balanced in that batter's box. And hitting is probably one of the hardest things to do in all of sports. We're told to hit a moving round object with a moving round object. It's a game of failure, and that's why I pitch. But the last thing we want is a third moving object. So hitters, make sure you keep your head and eyes still in that batter's box. You load, and then you plant with that front foot, and then you explode off that front side. Keep your eyes still. Focus on the ball. Good luck.
When Softball 360 returns, check out the tryouts for Team USA's women's national team.
Hey, welcome back to Softball 360, presented by ASA. I'm Jennie Finch, your guide to all things softball. Let's check in with the world's greatest softball home run hitters as we check out the latest news of the ASA Stadium Power Tour.
Get ready for the world's greatest softball home run hitters. Time for the ASA Long Haul Bombers. The rules of engagement are simple. Each slugger gets 15 swings. Each home run is worth 1 point, except the almighty money ball, worth 2 points and could be the tiebreaker. Don't mess with Texas or the ASA Long Haul Bombers. The 2015 season started with a Lone Star doubleheader, TGIF at Globe Life Park, and a raucous Rangers crowd.
This is the money ball, number 6.
The logical follow-up, big-time show bombs in Houston as the Sluggers put the squeeze on Minute Maid Park. Pittsburgh is a town that loves baseball, boats, and big-time blasts. At PNC Park, home of the Pirates, Denny Crine showed just what a champ can do. In Tampa, at the home of the Rays, the ASA Sluggers took the roof off the Trop, one after another. Big-time blasts and a 4-way tie as they put the squeeze on Tropicana Field. In San Diego, home of the Padres, the real Denny Crine did indeed stand up. DC was spot on, leading the charge with 14 massive points. Round 7, and Minnesota Twins fans are greeted by a massive Peterbilt truck, and many cannot resist the urge to pull the cord. Bubba Brungart took aim at Target Field and answered with 12 points to win the day. At Busch Stadium, home of the Cards, the points battle tightened up as the top 4 sluggers blasted their way to the finals. After a season of slugging home runs, it came down to this: the Stadium Power Tour Finals under the big top at Miami Marlins Park. Chris Larson, Brian Wegman, Bubba Brungart, Kevin Philby, and Denny Crime, the best of the best. But on this day, you can crown Denny Crime the king. He's a 4-time champ, and Mikan also takes home the Manufacturers Cup. The only question that remains, can DC repeat that feat this season? What does it take to earn a spot on the USA Women's National Team? We'll find out as the judges make their selections. Please stay tuned.
Softball 360, presented by ASA USA Softball, is brought to you by Louisville Slugger, Worth, Combat Sports, Monster, and by BP Athletics.
This is going to be a big season for the USA Women's Softball National Team. There is much more than pride on the line as the best ladies in USA get ready to represent our great country.
Dateline, Irvine, California, and the proving grounds of beautiful Bill Barber Park. This is the exact spot where the USA Women's National Team embarks on the journey of 2016. Under the mindful watch of veteran coach Ken Erickson, the nation's best are working hard to earn a spot on the team that represents the Stars and Stripes.
You know, that's the way it should be. I think if you don't put out a competitive nature of keeping your spot, you know, there's an opportunity to become lackadaisical, you know, and we don't want any apathy going forward.
Making a great impression is hypercritical. Perhaps the tryouts are softball's version of the TV show American Idol, but only to a certain point.
It is a bit like American Idol because you're on a stage, you know, trying to showcase what you have and your talents. Not only showcasing your talents, but showcasing the other players' talents as well. It's being that good teammate. It's being that person that, you know, will do their best, but also helps out other people and connects with other people. So not necessarily because American Idol, you're trying to kick the person out next to you, whereas at tryouts, it's, you know, we're all doing this together, and that's what the team is about, is the chemistry and, you know, being good people.
There's a lot of competition going on out here, but the great thing about this program is all these young ladies are rooting for each other to do well.
Plays like this will get you noticed. But one of the keys to making the team is to play the game relaxed and in control.
I don't think of it as pressure. I mean, it's the same game I've been playing since I've been 4 years old, so I just go out there and just do what I've been doing the past 20 years and have fun. And, you know, if you make a mistake, you just keep going. Play because you love it. And if you play the game like you did when you were 8 years old, you know, if you play that way when you're, 25, I mean, you'll never stop loving the game.
It's trite, but true. Building a championship team is about all the little things that add up to something great.
The difference between gold and silver is really just sometimes a fingernail, you know, when it comes to swimming, when it comes to volleyball, when it comes to even softball. So we're trying to get that edge to find out that athlete that has that skill set that's a little bit above the pay grade, you know, for each player. Part of the art of building a team is almost an analogy to having real estate, that the more you hold on to certain aspects of it, the more valuable it becomes. So veteran leadership is a big deal. Players that know the system are a big deal. So when we have players that come up through the junior national team program, kids that have been in the national team program before, they know the expectations, they know the competition. I think those parts of piecing it together over a 2, 3, 4, 5-year cycle can produce some domination and dynasty type stuff.
For the 17 lucky ladies who earn the privilege to play for America, it's a moment that transcends sports.
You know, wearing the jersey is like nothing, no experience you've ever had. You're humbled, you're excited, and to put on that uniform with these teammates that just make you so much better is such a great feeling.
Coach E keeps the team focused on the field, but the possibility that softball will return to the Olympic Games, well, that looms large.
The trials are just another step in that formulation of a really solid team that could win multiple world championships, and hopefully, at some point this summer, get that vote to go back in the 2020 Olympics, and then put the team together that will win gold again for the United States.
For the latest roster and schedule info, log on to ASAUSASoftball.com.
Who do we play for?
USA!
When I played for Team USA, there was nothing sweeter than wearing USA and stepping out on that softball field. That's all the time we have today for Softball 360, presented by ASA. Thanks for tuning in. I'm Jennie Finch, and I always tell my campers to remember, dream and believe.
Next week on Softball 360, the season opener on the ASA Stadium Power Tour at the home of the Reds, Great American Ballpark. It's the debut of 2 new teams. Find out what our Louisville Slugger and Team Monster bring into the plate, and a softball tip from Jennie Finch. We'll see you next week.